All right. Thank you everyone for joining this evening. Thank you for taking the time to log on and be on today's meeting. Really appreciate you doing so. Hope you all are doing well. It was nice to hear from some of you before the meeting started. Dawn has posted in the chat the link to the agenda for tonight, and I'll be sharing my screen with some of the documents that will be included in today's meeting once approved. But if you have any questions throughout the meeting, just let me know, or if you need us to send you something, we can do that. We can make sure that you have what you need. Let's see here. I'd like to call this meeting to order. September 17th, 2021. It's 6:08 p.m. of the City of Albuquerque Commission on American Indian and Alaska Native Affairs. This is a general meeting, and again, just welcome you all. Hope you all are well. Thelma, can you assist me in verifying our roll call tonight?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go down the commission member list here. And if you could turn on your video for a minute just for roll call, or let us know that you're present when your name is called, just to let others know that you're on tonight. So thank you. First, commissioner member Dr. Lloyd Lee, are you present today?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Commissioner Denise Zuni. Commissioner Jimmy Secretero. Commissioner Lorenzo Jim. Commissioner Marissa Naranjo.
Good evening, I'm here.
Thank you. Commissioner Kyle Tapaha, are you present today?
I am present. This is Kyle.
Thank you. Commissioner Thelma Antonio.
I am here.
Commissioner Kim Gleason.
Yes, I am here. I tried to start my video, but it says I'm not able to.
Okay.
Yeah, mine says the same thing.
Okay. Hey, Dawn, can you look into that for us? Commissioner Kim Benally. And I just received a message from Commissioner Benally that she will be arriving a few minutes late. So she said about 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll acknowledge her when she logs on. All right, Thelma, I have 6 commission members present and 4 absent tonight. Can you confirm?
Yes, that's
Thank
correct.
you. Thank you. All right, we've established quorum. Our next item on our agenda is our invocation. To start off our meeting, would anybody like to do tonight's invocation? And I can provide one as well, but just want to. Okay, it says, Dawn, you should be able to turn your video on now if anybody wants to do that or try that. All right. There's people's faces. Great. Good to see you all. Okay. All right. I can go ahead and provide our invocation tonight. If everybody would join me in a few words tonight for our meeting, setting some just good intentions and prayers before we start off this evening. Night and night ear, Zayat, Dawa eb, unit, seats at, Jaiwa Trani, Hitna, Bagay me eb, me unit, see shepherds, Jaiwa Trani, Heya, Utjun Trani, Nuotra Scorch Manish. Mother, Father, Creator, thank you for giving us the breath of life. Continue to provide for us, continue to help us, guide us, make it easy for us to learn from each other, to continue to learn from about ourselves and our community. Please keep all of our loved ones and those that we work with and partner with, and those that are distance from us as well. Keep them safe, keep them well, keep them happy. We ask that you continue to provide us strength and guidance through the work that we do, and continue to provide all the things that everyone has either wished for or looked for or seeks to find in this world. We ask you that you continue to watch over us and our communities and our families. Thank you, everyone. Our next item on the agenda today is introduction of meeting agenda guests, but we don't have, oh, actually, you know what? I need a pause. We need to approve the agenda before we go on. Sorry about that. If you need to take a minute to look at the link, I'm also going to pull up my screen as well, if that helps. But please let me know if there needs to be any edits to tonight's agenda. Let me scroll down here to our agenda items. I do have one update, and that's to see we do not have a guest presenter for this evening, so I don't have any introduction of meeting agenda guests. So I would motion to remove 1C and also 4A, the agenda.
Do you want me to go ahead and second that motion, Rebecca?
If there's, let's see if there's any other edits to the agenda, and then maybe we can do it all in one go. There's that. I also did want to just draw your attention to some of the changes with number 5B. This looked a little bit differently. It was, I believe, before like 3 bullet points that had subcommittee updates, strategic planning updates, and agenda items, and kind of like next meeting notes and agenda items. But what I thought we might try, because I know some other commission members have asked to just kind of have some time on the agenda to provide updates on things that they want to bring to the commission's attention, or maybe there's things that they're working on. I thought we might kind of flush that section out into commission sector reports and updates. And thinking about this kind of like a way of just checking in with everybody, especially if members are assigned a sector. But if you don't have any updates, if there are no motions or issues that you want to, new issues that you want to present to the commission, you can pass, you can gift that time to to the next person. But it's just to put regular time into the agenda so that we ensure that we're checking in with each of these areas. And I do have to note on here that we might have to take Commissioner Dr. Lee off education, the sector for education for now, because it's not official. But and what we'll put on here is vacant for now, but because previously when the appointments came through, Dr. Lee, you were designated at large, and we were all under the assumption that you were assigned the sector of education. So we can update B2 as well to put vacant, but you don't have to be assigned a sector to bring up any issue. As long as you're on the commission or even an at-large commission member, you can bring matters forth. You don't have to be assigned as well, from what I understand. So everybody can bring something to the attention at a meeting. And I think that's it. Any questions? Any other edits? Okay, so I have, so I'll repeat the motion again. The motion, I motion to take off 1C of the agenda, as well as 4A, and also update 5B2 to edit that to vacant.
This is Kim. I'll go ahead and second that motion.
Okay, I have a second from Commissioner Kim Gleason. Can I get a vote? Or, okay, I think Commissioner Kim Benali's connecting. Hi, Kim.
Hi, good evening. I apologize for being late.
No, it's okay. We were just getting ready to approve the agenda. Did you want a minute to look at it?
Oh no, I'm good with it.
Okay, we were, the motion right now was just to update 1C, introduction of meeting agenda guests. We were going to take that off because we don't have a guest presenter this evening. Also for A, which was the time for the guest presenter, and then we're updating 5B2. Currently it says Commissioner Lee's has assigned the sector, but it actually should be vacant. So those were the 3 updates to the agenda this evening. And Commissioner Kim Gleason second, so we were going to go into a vote. Is that okay?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, great. So can I get a vote from everyone? And you can also put that in the chat. That's easier. And I can read the votes off too for the record. Okay, I have a yes from Thelma, a yes from Kim, a yes from Marissa, a yes from Kyle, and a yes from Dr. Lee, and that's a yes from me as well. So the, oh, we lost, I think we lost Kim Benali. All right, we'll have an abstain from, or well, I guess she's not part of the meeting to say abstain, but we'll go with the 6 commissioner member votes for now. So we have a unanimous vote of yes. The agenda for tonight is approved. Thank you, everyone. Next meeting agenda item is approval of the July 16th and August 20th meeting minutes. And the July, let's see here. I'm gonna just check out something here real quick with the meeting minutes. But if you haven't had a chance to look at them, just take a moment to do so. Okay, does anybody have any edits to the July or August meeting minutes? Or any questions? All right, if there's no questions or additional edits to the July or August meeting minutes, can I get a motion to approve? And just to clarify, there was an extra set of meeting minutes, but because it wasn't an official meeting because we didn't have a quorum, we're still going to share the second July meeting notes as well. Okay, I see your comment, Kim. So why don't we do one, since it's 2, let's do one each. Let's approve. We can approve July's and then we can approve August. Does that sound okay?
I motion to approve the July 16 meeting minutes. This is Commissioner Lee.
All right, thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Marissa. Can I get a vote from everyone in the chat? Or you can say aye. Or yes, I think it's yes. Sorry.
Yes, this is Thelma.
Okay, I got a yes from Marissa, a yes from Dr. Lee. Kaya votes yes for the July minutes. And a vote of yes. So do you abstain, Kim?
Yes, I do for July. Thank
Okay. All right, thank you. So I got one abstain and 5 yeses. So the majority approves the meeting minutes for July. Can I get a motion to approve the August meeting minutes?
I'll motion to approve. This is Marissa.
Thank you, Marissa. Can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. And can I get a vote? Can either say yes or put in the chat.
This is Thelma, yes.
Thank you, Thelma. Dr. Lee votes yes.
I also vote yes.
Thank you, Kim. Kyle votes yes for the August meeting minutes, and that's a yes from me as well. So we have 6 yeses. The August meeting minutes are approved. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So what is 4A now? Under new business is public comment. I have not received any new submissions for public comment. Don, did Terry indicate if he had received any?
We have not received any public comments.
Okay. Great. We'll note that. Okay. We do usually have a break, but I can put the break in if we need it towards the later in the meeting. If you all need that, I'll write a note here just to make sure and check in with everybody. Maybe we can do that after the discussion or in section 5. So I'll reserve that time for everyone if we need to. What now is 4B, discussion and approval of new action items. And this is regarding the approval of letter to the mayor regarding CABQ vacant Native American homelessness liaison position. And also the approval of letter to the mayor regarding Albuquerque Indian School Cemetery site / 4-H park. So I'm gonna pull up them in order and wanted to just give everybody one last go to see if they had any last edits or additions. So I'm gonna pull it up here so you can see that letter. And I did, Dr. Lee, and the two commissioners that were working on this primarily was Dr. Lee and Denise Zuni. So thank you so much for drafting this and getting it together. I did format it to the letter. I guess we don't have a formal letterhead, but Thelma has been using a format for the commission. So I just formatted it to look the same as our other letter to the mayor. So hopefully that suffices for everyone. All right. So you can see the header changed and we added the information, the date if we plan to send this on Monday, the address, and then also everybody here that is currently on the commission and their sectors or tribal affiliations, and also if they were indicated like an at-large member, we also added that here too. So just some, some basic formatting to the letter that you has originally sent out, Dr. Lee. And
Could you move down a little bit, Rebecca?
sure.
Thank you.
Mhm. And the one thing I wanted to ask everyone too is, how would you like for us to sign it? I think in the past, one of our letters was, thank you, Commission of American Indian Alaska Native Affairs. I think another one I signed on behalf of everyone. So I just left both of those options here. But let me know what makes the most sense. We can do either or. But I already see an edit here. I think, Dr. Lee, we need to update your role here to at large until we get it updated, officially updated. And here at the bottom, we just have CC'd Terry and Dawn. Any thoughts, questions, comments, edits?
No, look, it looks pretty good to me. Thanks for working on this, everyone.
Okay, any preferences on how we should assign this before we send it off?
I'm okay with having you as our chairperson sign on behalf of the commission.
I think there's a bracket before the commission that you may want to take out.
Yeah, this was just a placeholder, so I can
Oh, okay.
take it off. Yeah. Dr. Lee, did you want to?
Oh, I was just,
Okay.
I'm good with it. Just your signature, so.
Okay.
This is Kyle. I'm also okay with you signing on the commission's behalf on this letter.
This is Thelma. I also agree.
Just one question, Rebecca. You may want to, I mean, since it's addressed to the mayor, should you sign it Miss Rebecca Riley at the end?
Or
But other than that, looks good.
all right. Dr. Lee, do you want to do us the honors in motioning for approval?
Sure, I motion to approve the letter to Mayor Keller for the vacant Native American homelessness liaison position.
Do I have a second?
This is Kyle. I second.
Thank you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can take a vote. Can I get a vote from everyone? Okay. All right, Dr. Lee votes yes. Marissa votes yes. Kim votes yes. Thelma votes yes. And Kyle votes yes, and that's a yes from me. That is 6 yeses. The letter to the mayor regarding the City of Albuquerque vacant Native American homelessness liaison position is approved. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Lee, once again for helping us write that. We'll send that off as soon as possible, and we'll try to do that on Monday. So thank you. And Dawn, I can send you the final version of that today.
Thank you. As soon as we receive the final version, we will forward to the Office of Equity and Inclusion and to the mayor's office.
Okay, thank you. Good job, everyone. The next one is the letter, approval of letter to the mayor regarding Albuquerque Indian School Cemetery Site / 4-H Park. I'm gonna just do the same thing again and pull it up here. This one's a little bit longer. But both of the letters have been sent out by email as well. So if you need to see that on your own screen, so you can scroll down. I'm going to also update this as well with Dr. Lee's role. And I guess just a quick overview of the letter. Pretty much if you had submitted edits, they were incorporated. I didn't see any that needed to be omitted from that initial or from the last round of requests for edits or changes. I think that the one area that we might need to decide on is here regarding, this was just a placeholder at the time, but it's regarding section 3, commission participation and initial information gathering. It mentions a highlight or summary here from Terry's work that he's been conducting with the tribes, but we don't have that tonight. And I believe he's, I think he's on leave, correct, Dawn?
Yes, that is correct.
So we can either, we could either omit this and just mention it, that mention Terry's work, or if people feel really strongly that a summary from him needs to be inserted here, we could do that. Or if there's any other ideas on how you see to resolve this section, please let me know. And then the last thing that it was more just formatting. I went ahead and formatted the numbers here for the sections because it started counting here, and I changed these to bullets instead. It started the count and the order of the sections was a little off. So now it should have 4 sections, and I lettered these instead. These were also numbered, but I just changed them to 2 letters and the above to bullets. So that was just minor stuff. But other than that, if you had submitted changes or edits this last go around, they were included. I'm just going to scroll back up here Again, if you want to look on your own copy that was sent to your email to look over any part of the document, you can, but I'm just gonna pause here until people are ready. So give you another minute before we open it up for discussion.
Could you move down a little bit, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down a little bit more. Section 4 is commission recommendations. And I believe we ended up with 8. I can count again. While people are still reviewing, does anybody have any questions, comments, additional edits before we approve?
Yeah, this is I do have a question. The section where it says insert highlights from Terry's summary here. Do we know if Terry's going to submit a letter or summary to the mayor separate from this letter?
Dawn, do you have any information about that?
He has been, take off here. So Terry has been submitting regular updates to the mayor's office,
Okay.
but not like an official recommendations report from him. We have a work group that has been submitting weekly updated action plans. And so that's how the mayor has been receiving some reports. We could indicate to do something more official in terms of like a recommendations report by tribal governments. I'm not too sure how that process has been determined. So Terry would be the best point of contact in terms of this process or how he's submitting information to the mayor's office.
Okay. The only reason I was asking, I think, is because I think we want to kind of vote on the finalization of the letter. And I think if we, modified that section and just write a statement stating that there have been regular updates from Terry, and, kind of just referencing that point, rather than sort of saying, well, putting Terry's summary in there, because I don't know how long that would take, if it, by Monday he would have it or not, but I don't know. I mean, we would have to come back and vote on it again to wait for his summary, I would
Yeah.
assume, right? So I think it might be better just to say, referencing the different updates that Terry has been giving the mayor.
How do other people feel about that?
This is Kim. I think it'd be a good idea, just to look at it one more time for just me, for myself. If we can just have like maybe by Monday, if that's too late, to just take a look at it and wait for Terry's response, because I know that a lot of this is like really important information toward the end that I have not read yet. So I would like to just kind of hold off on voting on it.
Madam
Okay.
Chair, I have a recommendation to maybe take a break and allow members to review this over the break and to provide comments and motion. Otherwise, the motion for the letter will not happen until the next commission meeting, because we'll need a quorum to submit the final draft to vote on it.
Selma, Kyle, Marissa, any thoughts?
This is Marissa. I support Don's recommendation to take some time now for commission members to review the letter.
This is Kyle. I also agree with taking a break to look at the rest of the letter.
This is Thelma. I also agree.
So yeah, we have some time actually, since we don't have a guest presenter today, and we can
Okay.
move our break time to do that.
Can we give it like, can we like have like 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think even if people need 15 minutes just to, really go through, and if anybody wants to draft a sentence here regarding Terry's what Dr. Lee was talking about regarding Terry's reports to the mayor, feel free to do that as well. You could put it in the chat if you wanted to. And I can just insert here, so we can just take some time now and we can just real quickly edit this document. Any other thoughts? Are we all in agreement to take a break for a minute?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's come back at 5 after. It's 6:50 right now, so let's all come back at 7:05. That hopefully that'll give enough time. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Kim. I see you on. Were you able to get on okay?
Yes, and I apologize. I don't know what my internet service has just been.
Oh, I think you're on mute.
Oh, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
I can hear her. This is Thelma.
Oh,
Can you hear me
I
now?
think it's me. It's me.
Oh, okay.
I had myself on mute. Brother. You got on okay?
Yeah, I got on okay. I just I've been having trouble with my internet, and it's just hopefully I can get it fixed soon. But yes, thank you.
Oh no, sorry about that. Just to catch you up to speed, and if everybody wants to come back. Unless you need more time, let me know if you need more time. Commissioner Kim Gleason too. We were just coming back from a break. We were reviewing the, we're on 4, what would be 4B, approval of letter to the mayor regarding Albuquerque Indian School Cemetery site / 4-H park. And I was just sharing the letter, and we were going over some kind of minor corrections we needed to just discuss before we went to an approval. And so we just took a little bit of time, the last 15 minutes, just to let everybody kind of review that or just take a break. So wanted to just ask if you had any questions or even any changes or edits, and I can pull up the document too and let you know what we kind of discussed it as well. Let's see. Okay, so we edited Dr. Lee's role. It was previously education sector, but it hasn't been formally changed yet. And we're going to get an update regarding that as well. So we made that edit there, that correction. And then if you scroll down to section 3, there was a previous note here to include Terry's a possible summary or statement regarding his work with contacting the tribes, but we aren't able to get a statement here to put here. So we were thinking of possibly omitting it and just referring to his updates that he's provided us so far and what he's included in his updates to the mayor. So in order to vote on it and prove it tonight, if we don't approve or vote on it tonight, we would have to table it to our October meeting. So we would have to push it back until we can get a quorum, and then also to approve and vote again. So we just gave everybody a little bit of time to kind of review things as well, but that was one of the things that we were discussing. So Dr. Lee had mentioned just possibly referencing Terry's work here in just like a quick sentence. And I can do that now as well. If anybody else has a sentence or something that they've drafted, I can add something in here as well. And then just if you have any overall questions, Ms. Benelli, if you have any other edits, please let us know. And just some formatting. We renumbered some of the sections and moved some numbering to bullets, and then here in the recommendations, they're now letters. So they were previously numbers, but it was kind of messing up the order of the formatting. So that is it. So there should be A through H as far as our recommendations. Any questions? Comments, thoughts? Thelma has a question in the chat. As for formatting, should the text box with commissioner names be eliminated so it flows better as a document, or adjust from the second page on? Any thoughts? I mean, I think it's okay.
Well, if it looks okay to everybody else, then that should be fine. It just looks like, since it's indented, it's like there's a big indent on one side.
Oh, like it's all shifted over. Let's see.
And it's mainly because of the box. I think it works okay when it's a one-page letter. But that's up to everyone. If it's okay, then we could just leave it.
I mean, for me, it's a minor cosmetic thing, so I'm fine with it. I'm fine with how it looks.
Okay.
But if others feel really strongly that we need to take it out, I will take it out.
Yeah, this is Lloyd. Since I'm an editor of a journal.
Oh no, okay. Let us know what you think.
From the second page on, it needs to be moved over to the left. The first page is fine, but I think from the second page on, it should move to the left. But that's just the editor in me. So, you know, whatever the commission wants to do, you know, I'm okay with as well.
I can totally do that. No
Yeah,
problem.
that'll be a good idea. It'll even it out then.
Okay, so we're just from the second page, we're just gonna move the I don't even know what it's called, but the indentation over to the beginning, like the beginning or the edge of the page. Okay, I will note that because I don't want to do it now. I really have a lot of formatting to do, so I will definitely note it before I send it to Dawn. Okay. Kyle's comment in the letter, it references a facilitator report as being attached. Is it available? And will Terry's previous updates to the mayor be attached as well? Well, to your second question, Kyle, I think that's what we were hoping for. We were thinking that there might have been a formal, more of a formal report from Terry, but Don had shared that it's mainly like his regular check-ins with the mayor where he's providing those updates, and then he's been providing updates to this commission at our meetings. So I believe ever since the issue was presented, he's been giving his updates on who he's contacted, you know, any responses that he's received or not, and then just, you know, informing us of, you know, where what the status of everything is. But we don't have like a formal statement or a formal report for that part. So I think that's where we were thinking. And I'll go to that section too, right here, where we could insert here, you know, a statement saying something like, you know, Terry Salone, I don't know, like has provided ongoing updates to the commission and the mayor regarding the status of tribal responses on this issue. We could insert something like that. And then to your other question about the facilitators report, yes, that is published. It's on the city's website. We could take that out as well, since it's already a published document and that's shared already on the City of Albuquerque website. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. So that doesn't need to be here, but we can add it just so that in addition to this letter, it's ensured as well that we've put it to his attention, I guess. So I'm just going to highlight that where it states that for people. Don said that a suggestion could be that we can add the link. How do people feel about that? Is referencing the link sound okay with everybody instead of adding the report, the full report?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
That sounds good to me too. We can even just add a footnote and then add it to the end of the page.
Okay. Anybody object to that or have differing thoughts?
I'm in agreement also.
I agree. This is Kyle. This adding that little link on there should be great. Or a footnote that would be awesome.
Okay, if there's no other opinions, we'll go ahead and note that to add link to work here. Okay. And then I'm going to scroll back up to Terry's reference here. Did anybody have any other ideas on how they would like this to be stated? Or again, I can kind of draft what I had already mentioned, just referencing his work so far.
Yeah, the way that you stated it was fine. I think it fits.
Okay. Any other opinions?
Yeah, that would be great. This is Kyle.
Okay, let's see if we can add it here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat, and then if anybody else has, if everybody just needs to read it, then they can read it in the chat as well. Any other comments or thoughts about other parts of the letter? And I can, just for consistency, I can sign it on behalf of the commission as well, like we did on the other approved letter. Anybody else need any more time to read, review? Thank you, Don. I saw the link. I'll just copy and paste that. All right, I think we're ready then. Just checking one more thing. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve with the edits that were discussed for the approval of the letter to the mayor regarding the Albuquerque Indian School Cemetery site slash 4-H park from the commission?
I was kind of waiting for someone else, but I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So yes, a motion to approve the letter with the edits and amendments that we've gone over this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Marissa. Can I get a vote from commission members? You can say yes or no or abstain, or you can enter it into the chat as well. Okay, I have a yes from Commissioner Kim Benally. A yes from Commissioner Kim Gleason. A yes from Commissioner Kyle and Thelma and Dr. Lee. And that's a yes from me as well. And Marissa, can I get your vote for the record?
Yes, thanks.
Thank you. The sorry, I saw something here at the corner of my eye. We have a vote of 7 yeses. The letter for to the mayor regarding Albuquerque Indian School Cemetery site slash 4-H park is approved. Thank you so much, everyone. I just want to really extend thanks to everyone that worked on it. Marissa did some incredible work in really pulling all of the content and information together. Thank you, Thelma and Denise as well, for your editing eyes. It was really helpful to just get all of the details and just the things looked at with a more closer eye on all of this. And Dr. Lee, thank you for just providing your initial recommendations and helping to contribute to a lot of the writing. So, and all of you, thank you for providing any of the feedback and input, not just from this, drafting of the letter, but in all the activities and past meetings that you've chimed in on, or you've sent by email, or in any of the meetings. I really, really appreciate your thought and thinking in this very important issue tonight. So we will, once I add all of the edits to the letter, I will be sending this again tonight to Dawn so that we can get it as soon as possible to the mayor on Monday. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good work. And let's see here. Okay. So our next agenda item is number 5A, City of Albuquerque updates provided by Don Begay, CABQ Native American Affairs Liaison, and Terry Sloan, CABQ Intergovernmental Tribal Liaison. And just a quick update, Terry's on leave right now, so he wasn't able to join us today. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Don.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commission members. So I have 4 items to report on today. First would be for Commission member updates. There are no new applications for membership. However, we do have some old applications in the queue that can be re-reviewed by the subcommittee to determine if any of those would be appropriate to appoint for our open positions. And I think we have an at-large, workforce, and government position that are currently open. So I know the commission created a subcommittee to review applications, so we can go back to doing that and then develop a recruitment plan. In addition to that, a request was submitted on whether or not commission members are able to change sectors. The answer is yes. However, the process is that the mayor's office will need to submit an EC or an executive communications request to city council, and then city council will need to confirm this change. The earliest this will be made is the second city council meeting on October 18th. So I do not need a motion to do this, but I can just get confirmation now on whether or not Dr. Lee, if you would like to officially move from at-large position to the education sector, and then Kim Benali, if you would like to be moved from workforce to an at-large position, so we can submit that request to the mayor's office and then they can work on the EC. If this is something you're interested in, just give me your yes. I don't know if this will affect the time in terms of the expiration. Right now, the guidance is that your same term will expire as, it wouldn't change your expiration date. You will still have the same term. Okay, got a yes for Kim.
Oh, I was on mute.
Okay.
I said it's fine
I was
with me
like,
as long as it doesn't extend my time, so.
okay. Okay, so I will go ahead and put that request in through the mayor's office. All right, so the second update I have is for communications. So our communications public information officer, PIO for Office of Equity and Inclusion, his last day was on Wednesday this week. So right now our office does not have a communications officer. And so our director, Michelle Melendez, is temporarily our communications point of contact. So our agenda and any information where we need to include a PIO will be addressed to her. And so this will be the main change in terms of comms. I think this will only affect really Rebecca, just putting that change on the information sheet. And then how we get information out to the public, maybe we'll have to figure this out. Hopefully it'll be temporary and that we'll get another PIO as soon as possible. Also a part of comms is before Chris left, he was able to develop a process with GovTV. So GovTV is the one that is able to take all of our meeting recordings and put them onto the YouTube, the City of Albuquerque's GovTV YouTube webpage. So the last meeting recording is available now as a part of that. And there's a playlist specifically for the Commission on American Indian and Alaska Native Affairs. And so our recordings will be uploaded to that so we can go back and watch them in when we need to. And we're hoping to have the links also posted on the Commission webpage. So each meeting will have the agenda, meeting minutes, and video very similar to City Council's webpage. So that is the latest update. And and I'm also working on handing over more control in terms of social media posts to the chair or to the subcommittee's communications person, so that way they have more control over what information is posted to the social media accounts. So that will be coming shortly. Update for the 4-H park. So next week, the city of Albuquerque will release a media advisory and a press release regarding actions the city will begin regarding the Albuquerque Indian School Cemetery at 4-H Park. So the first one is the city will continue to research the history of the site, including trying to locate records of the burials, specifically who was buried there. We have submitted records requests to the U.S. Bureau of Indian Education, Bureau of Indian Affairs, the Santa Fe Indian School, and the Presbyterian Church. And so we will continue to do that research and getting more assistance on that. The city will also continue to engage in consultation with tribal governments for feedback and recommendations on the future of the site. So both Director Dave Simon with Parks and Rec and Terry Sloan are opening up invitations that they will travel to each of the pueblos or tribes to meet with them one-on-one. Any of our tribal commission representatives who would like to assist with this or connect Director Simon, Dave Simon, and Terry Sloan with any of your tribal governments, please contact Terry and see if you're able to aid him with this. The city will also move forward with conducting non-invasive archaeological investigations at the site using ground penetrating radar. We're in the process of finding funding and identifying a contractor who may be able to do this investigation. Starting next week, the city will also install temporary pin flags or another form of marker to demarcate the burial site and install temporary signs to clearly identify the area as a burial site. On Saturday, September 25th, starting at 3 p.m., the city is tentatively scheduled to host a memorial and healing reflection to acknowledge the past mistakes the city has made on the management of the site, and also to begin the process of truth and reconciliation with the Native American community. While the date and time have been suggested, we are still looking for a location. We're working with those in the area to see if there's an appropriate site. We were advised by cultural providers and spiritual leaders in the area that it would not be appropriate to have it at the site itself, as it is a burial site or cemetery, and that it may cause unintended harm to families, unintended cultural or spiritual harm to families to be located at a burial site. So we're looking for a different space that will be off-site. Let's see. And then Friday, October 8th, starting at 1:30, the city will host a second community stakeholder discussion to receive input on the design of the site, including permanent demarcation, fencing, walls, gates, things like that, signs, educational or informational kiosks. So that would be where we need community input about what the permanent designs would look like. The last update I have is our office is beginning preparations for Native American events happening in October, starting on Indigenous Peoples Day and going through Native American Heritage Month. So there are 3 major events that the city is either going to be hosting or co-hosting. One is going to be Indigenous Peoples Day, which will be on Monday, October 11th. That is a city holiday, but we will still be having an event at Civic Plaza. So right now we are working with an advocacy group who want to do a missing and murdered Indigenous women and relatives awareness event. And then the city would also like to work with the Americans for Indian Opportunity just to provide some data about Native Americans in Albuquerque, and then initiatives that the city has done and all of the events that are happening throughout October and November. Another one is through the Indigenous Life Celebration. So this will be the second annual Indigenous Life Celebration, I believe the second annual, hosted by the Albuquerque Public Schools Department of Indian Education. They're planning to partner with First Nations Community Health Source and the city of Albuquerque. This is Saturday, November 13th. The location is at Berna Facio Education Development Center. The time has not been identified and the events have not been identified. While the space is reserved for an in-person, the committee is looking to see if they need to transfer it over to a drive-through or virtual event. And the last one is a virtual job fair. So we've been working with the New Mexico Workforce Connection and the National Indian Youth Council and our City of Albuquerque Human Resources Department to host a virtual job fair that will promote job opportunities available with Native-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, nonprofits, and employers hiring for essential workers. So a date for this has not been scheduled. It will be held sometime in November after the Indigenous Life Celebration. And the city is hosting a planning committee every Friday from 2 p.m. And we do need participation and volunteers to help lead 2 subcommittees. One will be the Communications and Public Relations Subcommittee. And the second is we need a point of contact and lead to head the fundraising subcommittee. So if any commission members are interested in assisting with the planning of any of these events or leading either of those subcommittees, please email me. I am drafting our meeting minutes from our meeting, basically our first meeting from today, to send out to everyone, including contact information. So those are all the updates I have right now. If there's any questions, feel free to, I'll open it up for questions. Just say that.
And real quick, just to clarify some of the subcommittees of this commission, for recruitment and outreach, it's myself and Kim right now, or Kim Gleason. And then for our commission communications, which includes the social media platforms right now, is myself and also Kim Gleason. So I'd really appreciate if anybody was interested in joining any of these. There are subcommittees that work in between commission meetings. Also, I believe it's one commission member. It might be you, Kim. Kim, you might be on everything, but Kim's also on the subcommittee to draft any statements, immediate statements, not necessarily letters to the mayor, but immediate statements that are, can be posted, or maybe it's a news release. But this is just the subcommittee that gets together if we need to send out something right away. So just wanted to throw that out there real quick. And as far as the recruitment subcommittee, I know we probably need to meet just to see how we can either draft some sort of post flyer, some sort of communication out to the public to let people know of the vacant positions on the commission and kind of what we're looking for. If we want to specify that we want to look for members that are interested, or people joining and interested in becoming members that might have a specific background, skill, knowledge in a specific area that we feel like would be useful for the commission as well. So those are just some notes I wanted to mention before anybody had any questions. Commissioner Ranjo, you had your hand up.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the clarification on all of the subcommittees, and thank you, Dawn, for the report. That's okay. So first for the commission, I would like to be part of the team drafting any public statements. And then Dawn, I had a question on some of what you had mentioned around the memorial and healing ceremony. I was wondering if that's in the planning for that is included in any of the subcommittees that you had mentioned, or if that's its own planning committee, or if there might be any opportunity to be involved in planning for that particular event.
Yes, thank you. For in response to the memorial and healing ceremony event, this one was very immediate, or like a quick wraparound. And so the mayor did want to do a public statement. And so the reason why it's so close is that his availability between now and election in November is limited. And so this was the earliest, or basically only time we were able to really secure him in for an event. So that's why we wanted to do the September 25th. And we don't really have a planning committee right now. So I would really welcome any assistance. Right, I have a tentative agenda, and how it's looking up is to open up with invocation and intentions, and then to go into looking into recognizing the efforts the community and the city have made into really determining the future of the 4-H park. From there, we're looking to have information on the history of the Albuquerque Indian Center and the cemetery, and how that has evolved over the past couple of decades. And then to also acknowledge and recognize the trauma inflicted by boarding schools. And then we can go into the apology issued through the statement. And we're hoping to have a drum group to do a memorial song and an honor song. A memorial song to really, recognize, those who were buried at the cemetery and the site itself. And then an honor song to really honor and protect our Native children and then our future generations. And then end with a closing prayer for the same thing, as just to kind of acknowledge and honor our children. And so that's really what it's set around, is our Native children and our families. And so where we need the most help is we're still looking for a location. And so I put in location requests to both NACA and the Bureau of Indian Affairs Southwest Regional Office and Indian Public Cultural Center. So I know the Indian Public Cultural Center has 3 other events that are happening simultaneously that day, and so they're not able to accommodate the request for this specific date. And I'm still waiting to hear back from NACA and the BIA office. And so that would be one thing, is securing an appropriate location. And the next one would be to identify a drum group who could do the memorial and honor song. One of the drum groups I had in mind are actually going to be out of town that weekend. So we're looking for another one. In terms of the trauma for boarding school, we were able to connect with the National Native American Boarding School Healing Coalition. And so their CEO will be able to attend and provide some remarks on this and resources. And so, and then we're also looking on if anyone, even the commission, if anyone is interested, we can draft some talking points on providing a history of the site and an overview of the site, how it went from, being controlled by the Presbyterian Church to the federal government, to it being closed down, and then for, how NACA acquired the property, and what they're reclaiming it and doing, something different with it now. We have some of the pieces for that. So, yeah, it's still kind of in process, but that's all the information that I really have right now in terms of the event. So we don't have a planning committee, but we could schedule something to do an updates and kind of just see what else needs to happen with that. So Monday would be a really great day to do that. And I would also share all the public advisory and public press release with everyone. So you could definitely feel free to share that with everyone once it goes out, and that should be available on Tuesday.
Any questions, comments? I think for me, I mean, I really appreciate the city's effort in trying to address, especially some of the requests that have come out of the stakeholders report and the things that I think we've just all discussed with ourselves. But I have like this feeling of things are being rushed. I mean, I would love to be part of some of the planning and some of the, you know, thought process that goes into some of the events, but I would not be able to do that within a week. And I don't know if any of the other commissioners, you know, would desire that too. So, you know, I feel like maybe an alternative is to not just with the letter that we'll be sending with the mayor, but also if there's any way to send you like either through email or other ways that we can get, you know, input to some of the committees that are happening, or directly with, you know, the people that are planning the events for either, you know, the 25th or October. Because what I would really like to see too is that the day, since we are recognizing Indigenous Day as a federal holiday, I would really like to see some of these things that groups in Albuquerque that their concerns, or maybe highlight some successes, even some of the things that have been worked on this past year during the pandemic, those really be highlighted and celebrated. I think that's the word that Commissioner Kim Gleason added to our commissioner vision and mission statement, was that we need to really celebrate Native people in Albuquerque, and what would be a better day and way to do that with, you know, the participation of the mayor in all of those things as well. So I just wanted to kind of just mention my thoughts. But anybody else have any other thoughts and questions?
I have a comment, Chairman. I definitely agree. I think there's kind of this feeling of these events and this process being a little bit rushed, but I am really grateful too for the city and for all your work and Terry's work too, Dawn, advocating that this move forward, and that we have, you know, Mayor Keller's continued attention on this issue. I do think it's really important that the commission be represented at that particular event. Like you said, maybe having some talking points or presenting some of the recommendations that we're presenting to Mayor Keller. But I think it's important, along with, you know, there being a process for public input through the forthcoming stakeholders meeting, that folks, community members know that they can attend these meetings and provide public comment, and that's another way for them to participate and, you know, solicit their input and be heard. So I think it would be really worth, you know, having our chairwoman or somebody from the commission represent at that meeting.
And there is an option to also, while the stakeholders meeting is available, we do welcome recommendations to host, or not host, but to for community engagement to include maybe additional town halls or surveys or maybe focus group discussions. And so while the design may be the first of a series of them, we're not too sure yet, you know, like what would be the appropriate piece. We got a lot of information for the first stakeholders meeting that helped guide us to where we're at now and moving forward with this. And so I feel that the design of this space, and then maybe even the second phase, which was talked about in terms of, you know, future projects, future initiatives regarding like healing spaces, or, you know, conversations for the community, or to do educational pieces and, you know, the curriculum, or to look into programs within Parks and Rec, or an initiative, you know, to hire more Native Americans within the Parks and Rec. So that's a whole nother like future long-term discussion too, that the city will need guidance on. So this is really just what's going to happen within the next year, but what are some recommendations of what's going to happen in the next 5+ years? So that'll be another conversation to keep in mind with how the commission can guide the city.
Dr. Lee, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, I just, I'm in agreement that there needs to be commission representation, really in pretty much all of these activities. Well, I also agree that, you know, maybe the memorial healing ceremony, maybe a little early, and I know that's to accommodate scheduling. I also think that it would be good to definitely have it. You know, I think while the information you went over, Don, for that is good, you don't necessarily, in my view, you don't necessarily have to go over all of it. I think as long as there's a recognition of the site, of the ceremony, of what happened, and that the city of Albuquerque is working on other projects that are tied to that, as well as the commission providing input. I think making it simple might be the best approach. But, you know, I won't be able to participate in the planning. I would love to, but I am really, really swamped. And I just can't do it right now. But I would like to attend that event on the 25th, wherever the site may be. I think Naka would be a great site to have it at, because it's close by. And I think a lot more people would feel comfortable. While the Bureau of Indian Affairs office is right there, it's still the BIA. And it's still, I think some people are, you know, they have some reservations, I think. But I think Naka would be a great place if you can get that.
Other thoughts, comments from other commission members about any of the updates that Don was able to provide? Don, would you be able to just draft some bullet points that we can send out to the rest of the commission members that weren't able to attend tonight, and just we can get that out maybe like on Monday or Tuesday, just to let them know of the event that's happening on the 25th, and then just the other dates that are happening if they want to join or reach out to you right away.
Yes, I just sent the email of all the upcoming events that are open to the public. We do have some internal trainings, which will be available for some city staff and employees. And I think that also extends to commission members through the city's cultural change initiative. So I'll send the link to the cultural change workshops. So November is a lot of space. And even if the commission members themselves are interested in providing trainings or learning workshops for city employees, that is something we can also work with the commission on to provide. But I'll send bullet points for everything else.
Great. Yeah, I agree with Dr. Lee. I think some of the things that, I mean, not just if there is a chance to simplify on the 25th, I mean, some of that information can make a real impact at it on Indigenous Day, where we can, even if this commission wants to participate in providing a statement on that day, we could agree to, if we wanted to, have the subcommittee draft something up just as a recognition of the day, or and just as a heads up to some of our newer commission members that this commission can also pass resolutions as well. So, you know, these are some opportunities throughout the year that we can decide if we want to share that or present that to the public as well. So just to give some ideas out there. Commissioner Ronho, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, thank you. So Dawn, you had mentioned that it would be helpful for us to, I know that you said you're looking for a site for the event, and then also trying to identify a drum group. Is there anything else that we might be helpful for you in approaching that event, and then any of the other ones that you had mentioned for Native American Awareness Month, besides I guess in addition to the subcommittees that you had mentioned?
At this time, no, those would be the only pieces that we're looking for. There's just maybe even encouraging, you know, those locations to approve the event. If not, we were looking at Graves Park, which is just east of Naka, like literally just right on the other side of the fence, which is another city park. So that would be our last alternative in terms of like space. And then just participation, I feel, in the subcommittees, you know, for the events. I think it'd be really helpful to have everyone come, or encourage your families to also participate. So that one will probably just be the outreach, any communications, ads, just to help promote those events within the community. One thing I didn't include is that part of the initiative is we want to do by native or by local by native throughout the month of November. So we want to put together a comprehensive list of like native owned businesses or artisans, or those who are going to be selling or have like a business going. So that way we can encourage individuals to buy from native businesses. We definitely, this is something we should be doing all the time, but we really want to promote, especially for November. So I guess getting a list of businesses would be the only other thing I can think of where we could get commission support. Or drafting language for proclamations, or as Chairman said, is resolutions. I have some examples of other cities that have passed resolutions regarding trauma or other proclamations. So I can share that with you as well. Dr. Lee, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I forgot to mention this, but you know, you had mentioned the Indigenous Peoples Day and Civic Plaza. Kiva Club at UNM is going to be planning all-day activities on UNM campus on that day, starting in the morning all the way until probably about 6 o'clock. So I don't know if they haven't come up with a schedule yet, but I'm sure they will soon, probably within the next couple of weeks. So I can forward it to everyone and maybe you can tie it into the events at the city.
Thank you. Yes, that would be appreciated. Any other last questions, comments for Dawn? Okay. Thank you, Dawn, so much for your work and continuing to provide us updates and information. We really appreciate it. And thank you for your time this evening as well. I will check in with some of the other commission members that weren't on today just to make sure that they did get your email, and I saw it come through. So thank you for doing that. You're welcome. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to our next agenda item, 5B, Commission Sector Reports and Updates. Again, this is just really just to have regular meeting agenda time slated for commission members who are assigned or appointed a sector. And we'll just go down the list. And if you have anything that you would like to present, you can do that at this time. I was thinking Commissioner Lorenzo Jim was going to be on today because he said he had some information, but I don't know what happened, but he wasn't able to join tonight. But this is also any other updates you would like to share with the commission that we can also support you on or share the information as well. And if you would like for me to send it on to our social media platforms, feel free to email them to me directly and I can get them going. So, all right, so I'm gonna just go down the list here. Our role for government is vacant at this time. Just a quick update to the recruitment for that position. If anybody else wants to join the recruitment subcommittee, recruitment and outreach subcommittee, that's myself and Kim Gleason. This is just a subcommittee to review applications when they come in, but also work with Don and Terry. And before it was Chris who was helping us with communications to draft plans. And I think that's gonna be our next step, is to just kind of draft a plan on how we can send some more information and updates to the public about our vacant positions. So I had here also education, but again, if anybody wants to chime in as well on any of these, please feel free to do so. The next sector is education. Are there any updates?
Yeah, a couple. The first is that the New Mexico Public Education Department has been revising the social studies standards for the entire state from kindergarten on our way up to 12th grade. And right now they're taking public input on those standards. So I would recommend, if you have some time, to go to the website and to take a look at the updated standards. I'm part of the advisory council that put together sort of a framework, and then they kind of contracted out with that organization to kind of write those new standards. So I believe they're going to be taking comments until mid-October. I think that was the timeline. So so definitely take a look at that, the Public Education Department website. And the other one was, and I think I mentioned it a while back, I was asked to be a part of the interview committee for the director of APS Indian Education Programs, the former position, you know, Dr. Daisy Thompson had before she retired. So we were supposed to meet and do some interviews with some finalists, and then that didn't happen. And the situation came up with the state legislature, Stapleton. So I don't know what has happened with that. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if anyone has, whether or not, when that's going to happen, if it's going to happen, but I know that that position is still vacant. So yeah, I haven't heard anything. So just to let you know about that. And then the Institute for American Indian Education at UNM, I think is still on the schedule, but I haven't heard anything yet in terms of some of the details, but they are going to be hosting a curriculum fair on October 16th at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center. And that's basically for schools, teachers, educators, parents, interested individuals who would like to kind of get some information and knowledge about Indigenous curriculum from various different individuals and entities. So I believe it's still tentatively scheduled, but I haven't seen a flyer or anything has gone out yet. But once it does, I'll forward it to the rest of the commissioners, and you can forward it to individuals who are interested in attending. Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you. Any other updates in regards to government or education at this moment? Okay. Next one is culture, and that was Commissioner Lorenzo Gem, but he is not present today, so we'll keep going. Next, the health sector, myself, I had one update to share with everyone. I'm on the New Mexico Maternal Mortality Review Committee, and this this committee is formed at the state level, and it's comprised of maybe like 20 or more members. And what they do is they review all of the cases that come in through the state and review if and determine if they were pregnancy related or associated deaths. Right now, the committee is looking for members. It's a 3-year term, and they meet 4 times a year on a Friday afternoon, and it's usually the whole afternoon from 12:30 to about 4:30. But they are specifically looking for applications from people of color who have some experience or knowledge regarding a birth reproductive justice, or I think there's a list going of the specific kind of individuals that they're looking for, and specifically individuals who work with African American population and Native American population in the state. So there's about 9, I think, vacancies right now. So myself and a few other ladies have recently joined, and we're appointed on that. So if you have any recommendations, I'm going to send out the link to everyone with a little description of the committee as well. But they also are just looking for, invested and interested community members as well. So you don't have to have like a medical background, or don't have to be in a specific profession. They're really trying to see if they can get people from the community on that committee. So I'll send out the link to everybody, but if you could share it, or if you have individuals that you think would be a great fit for this, just please let me know, reach out to me, and I'll get in contact with them. Any other updates? Okay, next, workforce employment sector, Commissioner Benali. Do you have any updates for us or anything you would like to present?
No, not at this time.
All right, thank you. The next one, in Sector for Environment, Commissioner Naranjo, do you have any updates for us?
I don't have any updates specific for the commission or the city of Albuquerque right now, but I just wanted to mention that I serve on the All Pueblo Council of Governors Natural Resources Committee. And that committee is one of 5 committees for APCG representing their 5 priority areas. And so the Natural Resources Committee works to provide recommendations to all the 20 Pueblo governors on issues relating to natural resource and cultural resource protection and preservation efforts. To give the commission a little bit of an idea, the committee right now is tracking and providing ongoing recommendations on issues related to Chaco Canyon, Bears Ears, Bandelier, some ancestral landscapes, and then some specific issues as they relate to local, state, and federal issues. So there's ongoing pieces of legislation at both the state and federal level that we're continuing to track. More specifically, there's a piece of legislation on Chaco Canyon, the Tribal Transportation and Rights of Way Act, the STOP Act. There's a host of so many different issues, but I just wanted to let the commission know that if there's any concern or input or anything that you'd like to provide to the committee, or have in partnership with APCG related to what's going on within the commission or the city of Albuquerque, I'm happy to kind of serve as a point of contact between that committee and this commission when it comes to natural and cultural resource preservation. So I just wanted to mention that. Thanks.
Thank you. And again, just as a reminder, if there with any of the sectors, but if there's any issues that we can, if it's not just recommendations, we can also provide a letter of support. So if there's any projects or issues that maybe are already being worked on, or would like are looking for letters of support, you can always present that at any of these commission meetings, and then we just take a vote or motion and take a vote to approve of a drafting of a letter of support. All right, any other commission members, any other updates or things they would like to present at this time? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lee. I see your link in the chat. And I see your comment regarding the recruitment subcommittee. Thank you. I'll be sure to add you on there. And also Dawn's comment regarding a recommendation from the DV task force. Okay. All right, if there are no other updates or anything that commissioners would like to present at this time, we'll go ahead and move on to 5C, discussion of commission meeting times. And thank you for those of you that were able to respond to the survey. It was more of a survey to kind of see what times and dates or days of the week, I guess, that individuals were able to meet in person. But since we're not meeting in person anytime soon, it seems these meetings will continue to be virtual. And so shifting back to virtual again, I wanted to propose alternative meeting times that might be better suited, not only just for members, but maybe also the public, that is not during the work hours. And so one of the days and times that came up more frequently from the survey, even though it was in regards to in-person meetings, figured that that might also be helpful in scheduling virtual meeting times, was, what was it? Instead of it being the third Friday of the month, the proposed meeting time would be the third Wednesday evening of the month. And I wanted to just kind of see what people thought, if people want to even take this time to look at their calendars and see if you know, the rest of the meetings for this year would be more helpful for that. I wanted to just kind of open it up for discussion. And the time that seems to be a little bit better. I know this Friday evening is pretty rough. 6 to 8:30 is pretty rough after a long week. That possibly moving it to an earlier time might be a little bit more manageable. So something around like 5 p.m. to, these meetings are usually 2.5 hours. So like a 5 to 7:30, or maybe a 5:30 to 8 p.m. meeting time. But I wanted to just kind of see if a third Wednesday evening might work better for everyone. If I can get people's thoughts on that, I'd appreciate it.
It works for me. The third Wednesday, you said in the evening, 5:30 or 5?
Either 5 or 5:30.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, Thelma has a conflict. Versus that Wednesday evenings work too.
Wednesday evenings work better for me.
Okay. And Kyle, our Wednesday evenings, maybe not the third Wednesday, but our Wednesday evenings work for you?
I apologize, but there's something wrong off my computer. Yeah, Wednesdays does look better for me.
Okay. Instead of the third Wednesday, would a fourth Wednesday of the month work? Still work for everyone? Thelma, would that work better? Give some time if anybody needs to look at their calendars for the next couple months.
Fourth
It
Wednesday
works.
works for me.
Dr. Lee?
Although the fourth Wednesday in November is right next to that holiday.
That's right. In November and December, right? That's usually a holiday week.
Yeah, December, that's the holiday week, yeah.
John wrote in the chat, maybe second Wednesday. Kyle said second Wednesdays are still good. Dalma said that is good too. Kim, Marissa said okay. Kim, okay, Dr. Lee. Does the second Wednesday evening work for you, Dr. Lee?
Yes.
All right. And that works for me too. So does 5 or 5:30? Does anybody have a preference? If we do a 5:30, we would go to 8. If it was 5, we would end at 7:30. I have a suggestion for 5. Does anybody can't do 5? Okay, Kyle says either or. Okay, Dr. Lee says 5. Okay, and 5 works for me too. So, all right. Yay, we did it. Do we have to motion on that change? I think we do, because I think we passed motions on the other meeting changes. Thelma, any thoughts?
I don't remember, actually.
Yeah, you know what, I think it might be good just to make a quick motion to do that, because I think we did at the beginning of the year for the whole year calendar.
Yeah.
To just make it official and to have it on the notes to go ahead and.
Okay, well, let's make it official. Can I, or I can motion, I guess. I motion to move the commission meetings to the second Wednesday of the month at 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
And I will second the motion.
Thank you, Thelma. And can I get a vote? Commissioners vote. Either you can voice it or write it in the chat.
This is Kyle, I vote yes.
Thank you, Kyle. I have a yes from Marissa, yes from Dr. Lee, and yes from Kim. And Thelma?
Yes, for me too.
Thank you. And that's a yes for me. So I have 6 yeses. The motion is approved. We'll get those meetings updated, and we'll also send out a new calendar for the rest of the year. So you have the exact dates and times. So we'll get that out to everybody as well. So just heads up, our October meeting will be a week early. And Dawn said she'll update the meeting invites. And just real quickly, in regards to the Zoom invites, make sure that you're using your personal Zoom invite, which is usually an email that Dawn sends out. And there's usually some reminders like a month in advance, a week in advance, and I think the hour before. That's the link that you'll use to log on so that you're linked in to the Zoom as a panelist. The link on the agenda, that's for the general public to use. That's the link that they'll use, but when they come onto Zoom, we won't see their video, but you can see them as a participant, and that feature is at the bottom of your screen. You just click on participants, and then you can see the panelists as well as if there's any attendees. So if you click on it right now, you can see 7 panelists, and then you click over to attendees and there's 0 attendees. So just a reminder. But if you have any trouble, because I know we were just troubleshooting before we started the recording, just reach out to myself, Dawn, or even Thelma. One of us will catch you and we'll try to troubleshoot with you. All right. Any other questions regarding the meeting times? Thank you. I hope that works out better for everyone. Relieves some maybe of their Fridays. Have your Friday evenings back and Friday mornings. So, and I'm hoping it works for anybody else that wants to just join and listen into our meetings as well, that they're able to do so. Number 6, adjournment. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for connecting this evening. Thank you for giving up some of your precious time as well at the end of your week. I'm so grateful for your commitment and your work to this commission. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn the
Thank you,
meeting.
Dr. Lee. Can I get a second?
A second, this is Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle. Can I get a vote from everyone?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr.
Yes.
Lee. Thank you, Thelma.
Yes.
Yes.
Kyle and Kim Benali and Marissa has yes in the chat. Our meeting is adjourned. It is 8:27, September 17th, 2021. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Continue to be safe and well. We'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend.
Thank
everybody.
you. Have a good evening.
Good weekend. Be safe.
Bye. Good night.